Stream Elements says, Scorpwana is now live.
Oh god.
Streaming Star Trek Online. Star Trek Online, 6 stream Don't Expect Much Part 2, August 19, 2022.
outposts are under Allied control. Excellent work. The Fog Fortress has engaged transporters. Troops inbound.
Surreal_claps says, Sup Mr. Sex.
Oh, hello. What's going on, dude?
Surreal_claps says, nothing much, just got home attempting to climb the steps to get to bed. Got 3 flights and I'm very sauced.
Oh, wow.
Surreal_claps says, well, correction, mildly sauced.
Well, yeah, get to bed. Bed is a good thing. Wish I was laying in it right now. I was earlier.
Surreal_claps says, I've made it.
Cool. I'll go in and lay down.
Surreal_claps says, I've gotten a massive pool of energy from constant steps, so I suppose we up for a minute. Surreal_claps says, bless you.
Thanks. You got adrenaline going through you, right, from the massive climb. One of them people that, if you walk steps and all of a sudden you sit down, your legs are still walking.
Surreal_claps says, absolute raw adrenaline, my body loves to remain in motion, yes sir.
All 3 silos are under Allied control. Excellent work. The Bob Fortress has engaged transporters. Troops inbound.
Surreal_claps says, I get extreme anxiety from remaining in place for too long, especially when in new or uncomfortable environments.
I'm the same way. Can't be in the new spot.
Surreal_claps says, I like to try to move around as much as possible even if it's nonsensical.
Pacing the floor. I was like that one time. I kept fearing that if I didn't walk around, I'd develop a blood clot in the leg. So if I kept my legs moving, I kept blood flowing.
Surreal_claps says, I pace in every phone call I make. I fear something. Not sure what. I get a growing sense of doom the longer I remain at rest in one area for prolonged amounts of time.
Oh, impending doom. That's a bad feeling. If this works.
You're so shallow. Oh, please. Teal's like one of the deepest people I know. He's so deep. Dude, come on. Just tell him how deep you are. You'd be lucky if you understand this.
My depth is immaterial to this conversation.
Oh, you see? No more beer for you.
Surreal_claps says, like something horrible should happen. Yet nothing does but doesn't change the feeling at all, in fact makes it worse. It's whack ASF.
Yeah. To think that something bad's gonna happen and it not happen, or not, something not happen to, I guess you could say, satisfy, like, you know, or justify if something did happen, it already happened, so you don't have to worry about it anymore. But then you have to worry about something else happening. Justification. It's like, say your ears stopped up, right? And you don't want it to be, so you just stick your finger in your ear thinking that's what's stopping it up, so that it justifies your way of thinking. When in reality something has happened, just not in your area. Or maybe it's happening in an alternate reality, like that cold chill people get when something's about to happen. Maybe it did happen, and but it happened in an alternate
Surreal_claps
reality.
says, lately dreams have reflected a similar idea. My last dream involved me being in an accident and someone else was in the car. Can't remember but felt like it was someone I knew very well. Surreal_claps says, had similar elements to my crash from last year.
Was there anybody in the car with you last year when that happened?
Surreal_claps says, I was alone. Was driving 65 plus mph when I hit a shallow puddle and hydroplaned, lost total control despite my best efforts to regain control of the vehicle. This was right before a sharp turn to the hard right. I barreled towards the dunes, I live on the islands, and managed to barely avoid it before slamming into a sign and then the dunes on that side.
Shit. Do you regularly have nightmares of that accident?
Surreal_claps says, the windshield imploded, the airbags didn't go off, slammed my head into the wheel and the front right corner was crushed by the sign.
Wow.
Surreal_claps says, had glass shards stuck in my hands. I've had nightmares consistently ever since and it's very hard to drive.
Yeah, that probably adds a little bit more fear and anxiety when you're driving. Especially if it's wet roads and stuff like that. You take it slower now?
Surreal_claps says, terrible amounts. I get hardcore anxiety as a passenger in any rainy conditions. Yet I drive like my grandparents now and take it very easy. In fact, I probably could fool people as an elderly driver out there sometimes.
Ooh. It's good to be cautious though. I mean, you don't want that to happen again, so you try to make it as safe as possible for yourself. Don't let other people tell you any different, you know. If you feel safe going that fast down the road, you just go that fast. Don't try to speed around it or nothing like that. Gosh, snot.
Surreal_claps says, I refuse to speed more than 5 miles per hour over the speed limit. It scares the fuck out of me to try that again. I used to go near 100 miles per hour and do drifting down the highway with friends. Not smart at all, but was a legendary time to be alive. I now view that as absolutely retarded and dangerous, whereas the me that did that 3 years ago felt that was justifiable. Surreal_claps says, the friends drove, we had our own cars for clarification. Surreal_claps says, nobody rode with anyone under any circumstances.
It's amazing when something can change you practically overnight like that. Well, you know, experiencing things like that in life is what teaches you stuff, you know. Who's to say, like, if you hadn't have had that accident later on down the road, you'd have had a worse one because you weren't more cautious with something. That's how I always think, is more in the negative of everything, but you know, maybe that helped you later on.
Surreal_claps says, yeah, it fucked me up royally. At first I didn't realize what happened to me and nothing seemed to register. Now it's shaped me to be far more observant and cautious. I got lucky too. Surreal_claps says, many people who know the exact details of the crash tell me I'm lucky to even have walked out there, let alone with only glass in my hands.
That is so scary. Yeah, you always think of what might have been type scenarios. What would have happened if this, that, and the other. It's frightening.
Surreal_claps says, I'm sure I am, but fuck, the whole thing was just scary. I feel like I could have fucked my whole life up in one single instant, yet I'm practically okay. Something almost seems off, like I should have suffered worse in the crash.
It's like after it happened, everything didn't seem real or whatever to you. Like maybe you were living an alternate version of your life or something. Like you were more disconnected with life. The fear of it waiting at your back, you know, like what's gonna happen.
Surreal_claps says, maybe I've been in the afterlife ever since? I don't currently exist, or I'm stuck in some sort of purgatory of my own memories, conjuring new events to make me think I'm still alive, to save my brain from the absolute hell of trying to understand WTF I am saying. God, I am sauced, but I'm sure you understand where I was going.
Yeah, I completely understand. It makes you wonder, you know, like that whole they say your life flashes before your eyes right before, you know, you die. You know, like what if that's what's happening to all of us right now? Like some major event happened, and right now what we're observing as time going forward is just our lives flashing before our eyes all at once. To the outside observer, it's only just a few seconds, but to us it seems like a lifetime.
Surreal_claps says, maybe that's why I was fine? I didn't have shit flash, nothing really occurred outside of what I told you. OFC, the real miracle was how I drove it over an hour north to get home and barely managed to avoid the police.
Wow. Special circumstances that kept you unbreakable. Let's just say that. It was just a moment in time that was probably there to teach you to slow down and, you know, be more cautious on the road or something. And then after that, you were. But then again, it throws in that fear factor. And it gives you nightmares and shit. It's repressed memory type stuff, I guess. It's like a PTSD effect, you know, like post-traumatic stress. Kind of relive that moment every once in a while, seeing it over and over in your head. Until it like hits you right like in the middle of you, like in the center of your body or whatever. Gives you that like feeling. You know, if you've ever been in an elevator and the floor it drops and then makes you go up.
I had 3 IPAs 2 to 3 hours before the crash, and I damn well knew they would have blamed the crash on the alcohol, but I tell you, and honest to my soul and grave everlasting, alcohol was not the cause. Maybe an influencer, I won't argue there, but it's because I was pissed off in the moment, heard a song and took off. Was going close to 85 miles per hour before I made a slow down before I even saw the puddle.
Yeah, being pissed off and driving, yeah. Contributing factor, most likely the 85 miles an hour. But I've been pissed before while driving and wanting to get home fast and exceeded the speed limit several times throughout my lifetime. But I don't drive that fast anymore either.
Congratulations, Admiral.
Surreal_Claps says, I understand where you were going with the elevator. PTSD is a possibility. I don't really understand how it is truly, so I could never say, but it's something that'll rest with me rent-free forever.
Yeah. Yeah, like that dropping gut feeling. Like if you're in an elevator. You know, whenever that comes back across your mind and stuff, you kind of feel that dropping feeling, that empty. And then it hits you like a big pounded weight, you know, that like an impending doom. That's what they call impending doom. It's like whenever you think you're about to die or whatever, or you look back on a moment and you realize you could have died, and it kind of lingers with you like a little Grim Reaper on your shoulder, you know. Like, you know, part of you's not there anymore.
Surreal_Claps says, I had it the moment I lost total control and hydroplaned. I feel like should have died. That was a dangerous moment.
Oh yeah. And to remember a lot of it.
Surreal_Claps says, I feel like part of me has been gone.
Yeah.
Surreal_Claps says, dead on accurate.
Do you ever go by that area anymore and kind of get a weird feeling, like the chills and stuff, you know, when you're getting close to it? I wouldn't say it's chills though. It's more like an odd feeling. Uneasiness.
Surreal_Claps says, never have returned to since TBH. I am maybe afraid to go back. Surreal_Claps says, to it asterisk.
Right. If you ever do, you go back over there and you point it and you say, "You see, I made it. I beat your ass." You know, just looking at it. I remember I had went camping with my parents and their friends, and we were riding ATVs in the mountains, and I was sitting in the back. In front of me was this guy's kid, and in front of him was his dad, and so three on a one-seater. There you go, up in the mountains, driving real fast and stuff. And I had like a pair of those Raisin Bran mail-in.
Surreal_claps says, honestly, that's a great idea. Could help the nightmares.
Yeah. Like mirror sunglasses, where like if you look at the side, you can see behind you because it's mirror plated on the inside of the sunglasses, on just the sides of them. And we were going so fast that he lost control, and I got catapulted after he had hit like a big rock, catapulted off of this thing, and I ran my forehead right into a tree. Then I landed next to a sharp rock. When I woke up from being knocked unconscious for maybe like a split second, like just to black, you know, like boom, black. I got up and I saw that sharp rock next to my head, and I was like just kind of getting up, and this blood was just dripping from my forehead. I crawled up the embankment and stuff and stood in the middle of the road with blood just gushing down my face. And my parents were on the other ATV ahead of us, and they noticed that we hadn't gone through or come closer to them or whatever, so they turned around. And right as my mom was coming up to me, I just started to collapse because of the blood loss, and everything went black, you know. They put me on theirs, and they rushed me into where there was like this local store. And
Surreal_claps says, oh Jesus man, that's scary ASF.
Yeah, and at this store, they were going to call an ambulance or whatever and take me to a hospital, but there was this paramedic and a nurse that were camping and had just been at that store, and they like, you know, cleaned me up, looked me over and stuff, and you know, said that I might be fine or whatever, but if I like have any complications, I may need to go to the hospital. But we continued our camping trip. Of course, the little kid, he was in the accident too, and he had lost his memory of it. And every about 10 seconds, he'd ask his dad what happened. His dad had like bruises all over his face, you know, just little bruises. Here I was with a big cut in my forehead, you know, and like black eyes and stuff. And the little kid was like, "What happened to you?" You know, he couldn't remember none of it. I remembered every little bit of it. I lost a pair of good sunglasses too. But the previous year, or the next year that we went, the place had grown up a little bit or whatever, and they wanted to, you know, figure out where that it happened or whatever, just to see, you know, whatever. And as we were in our vehicle just driving on this rocky road, I just had this feeling, and this like little gut-wrenching like chill up my spine. And I said, it's here. And they said, how do you know? I said, I just feel it. So we went over there and like got out, went over to the tree, and the tree had a big gash in it where I had hit it. And this gash had just like, it was maybe like an inch, you know, like it had done it to me, and I had done it to it. And then the next year we went, that tree was dead. So it became like a thing to go see it. And I just had that feeling, that weird thing, like, you know, I could have died here kind of feeling. And it's almost like a part of your soul gets trapped there or whatever, and that's what's missing if you go like metaphorical and like soul thing. It was just really creepy. But yeah, and I go back to the next school year came around, the year that happened to me, and they asked me what had happened. For, you know, they'd have all of us come up to the class, in English class or whatever, or our homeroom class, and just talk about like what we did for the summertime. And I told them.
Surreal_claps says, I too remember every little detail. I had my eyes open for. Dear God man, yeah, fuck that tree, you conquered it and wiped it out though. I'm sorry you went through that though, homie. I understand in my own way, I suppose.
Yeah. But maybe, like, if you go there, it can give you a little bit of closure. You know, like to say, hey, this could have been it for me, but it didn't get me. And that can make you feel a little bit better, but probably not much. And go back and recollect the other part you left there. But yeah, it'll always be with you, like that whole thing. But they say not to dwell on such things like that, but it's hard to not think about it. You know, any little thing can probably bring it up. It's like what I'm saying with the post-traumatic stress. You know, it is a type of stress. It's traumatic. It happened, just as anything like people in the Army could get. So the best thing to do is just, you know, acknowledge that it's happening and write it down. That's why I have what I call a pain journal that I write in every single night. It's not like a good journal, but any kind of problems or anything like that, just write them down on paper. It kind of helps to get them out of your head, you know. In my opinion, it helps me a little bit, I guess. Not a whole lot, but better than nothing.
Surreal_claps says, that is a solid idea. I survived. It could have taken me, but I survived and adapted since because of it. Better to think of it that way than how I typically view it, which that being more or less a living nightmare that gets replayed every now and again.
Right. I have another one that took place of that one though in my head, so so that one doesn't really affect me much anymore, but yeah. You know, things, they happen, and they're always gonna happen. Like if you can go back and change it, you know, it'll happen. Because if it's a fixed point in your timeline there, it's like a, you know, something that happened to make you the way you are now, more cautious. Is a learning experience. That's what a lot of that stuff does. And now you look at others doing that.
Surreal_claps says, I've been pretty well safe and isolated from most dangers ever since. Minus the ticking problem with my ticker, I'm as good as new, lol.
Well, we can only be as well as we can be. You know, we're always moving forward and never backward. But things happen in life that mostly teach us things.
Surreal_claps says, that's right. Everything is a learning experience.
Yeah, you like look at younger people, you know, even like teenagers and stuff, and you see how the things that they do that are more stupid than things that when we were kids, kind of situation. Like, you know, laying in the middle of a road, called planking. Trying to eat Tide Pods. You know, what's up with all that shit, you know? The cinnamon challenge, all that kind of crap.
Surreal_claps says, LOL, that Tide Pod shit was wild. The others made me turn my head naturally, but Tide Pod was something of demonic proportions.
Yeah, isn't it crazy, you know? It's a freaking cleaner. What they think it's gonna do, right? And that whole like planking thing where they lay in the road. I mean, you lay there even when vehicles are coming, and you freaking out these people in vehicles. They can run your ass over, you know. And no, they just do it. It's like a little challenge kind of thing.
All 3 silos are under Allied control. Excellent work.
Licking toilets. All sorts of
The bomb
weird shit.
fortress has engaged transporters. Troops inbound.
What was that?
Surreal_claps says,
Hanging
I'm not
themselves?
sure I believe any of this has happened even though I see it on TV or my phone every now and again lol.
There was something about kids trying to hang themselves to get high or something. Get a high from that feeling of the adrenaline or something. Or choking themselves or something it was.
Surreal_claps says, I get to tell my grandkids my fellow Americans did this wild shit and posted it for funnies.
They'll probably have something more wild and crazy then, you know, in the future. I look back at our time and said, oh, y'all had it easy. What? Yeah, no.
Surreal_claps says, Dear God, WTF is wrong with the newer generations? I thought my generation was kinda ass.
Yeah. No, I was told about it. It's like asphyxiation stuff or something, you know. It's not that erotic asphyxiation thing or whatever, but it's actual kids.
Surreal_claps says, I think I'm with Generation Z.
But none of it makes any damn sense. I mean, whenever I was in school, the people in my class, they thought it would be funny to erase their skin with a pencil sharpener. Or not a pencil sharpener, but a pencil eraser. And I told them that was stupid. It's going to hurt. You're taking a layer of your skin off. It's going to burn. And they said, oh, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. I said, yeah, and I've never done it before, but I can just guarantee you that's what's going to happen. So they got to this whole thing. They got them big erasers you put on the end of a pencil, and some of those big, like, flat ones.
Says, ever have the kids who snorted Smarties?
Oh, my God, no. Snorted Smarties. Oh, my God. What did that do to them? I mean, what it was like in Hollywood, they snort like powdered sugar for cocaine scenes, so it was probably just like a sugar rush. But up the nose, though, that's crazy.
Surreal_claps says, that shit causes maggots, man. Was hella popular.
Causes maggots? Oh my God. Shit. No, I never had anyone do that before. I'm not aware of them. Some weird ritualistic type things, isn't it? Initiations, the clubs or some shit.
Surreal_claps says, snorting salt and pepper became the newer thing but short-lived.
Oh my gosh. That'd probably make them sneeze. Imagine getting like I can see the salt being sodium, you know, saline, whatever, mixing with your... Well, that would actually clear your sinuses, I guess. I mean both can do that, technically. I mean, that's what those little saline, like, liquid up the nose things are, you know, is your salt water. So, yeah, okay, well, that'd clean out your sinuses for damn sure. And more, probably. It must have took out some brain cells, you know.
Surreal_claps says, I snorted Sol to get myself out of class and lived to regret that action ever since. Terrible fucking pain, and I was a total dumbass. Can't believe I did that, but it got me sent home because I didn't tell them what was wrong and I kept sneezing blood lol.
Ooh. Well, if you had to get out of class, I mean, you had a reason, right? That's you know, you had a reason to do that sort of thing versus those who don't have a reason and just do something. You know, that's the difference. That's sanity versus insanity. It's sane to do something to have a goal at doing that versus not having a goal and just
Surreal
doing it.
_ claps says, I needed to go home and avoid the math test at the end of the day.
So there you go. You had a reason. So that's not crazy at all. I mean, was it not a good thing to do? Probably not, but you know, at least you had a reason. I mean, it's like you didn't start a habit of doing that, did you? I don't have to worry about doing anything to make myself sneeze blood. I'll do that anyway.
Surreal _ claps says, it was definitely not in vain. No, that was a one and done LMAO.
One and done. Done. It's like, I'm done with this. Done. Thank you. No, thank you. And then after that moment, anytime someone would offer you some salt to put on something to eat, like, no, no, thank you, I pass.
Surreal _ claps says, the new thing after that was ketchup bombing.
All 3 silos are under Allied control.
Ketchup
Excellent
bombing?
work.
What the hell is that? You like throw packets of ketchup at people from a high distance?
Troops inbound.
Or you just have like a bottle of ketchup at a balcony and go nuts. Somebody left some bombs laying around. They left some over here too.
Surreal _ claps says, that one lasted a long time. It is where you twist ketchup packets at the center and continue until it appears it is about to burst or feels tense ASF, then you slam at the floor near the intended individual and run like hell.
Sweet. That's funny. Ketchup bombing. They'd retaliate with mustard bombing?
Suck it!
Surreal _ claps says, the milk also had its fair share of bombings.
Hey, Judas.
People occasionally threw chocolate milks at the floor for no damn reason. Was a good time. LOL, the mustard packets were smaller and less filled, so less glorious for bombs, sadly. The vinegar of mustard would have been zesty for explosions. Judas D. Cott says, Judas too high.
How are you doing, Judas? mustard bombing. Though they would throw chocolate milk
Judas
at
D.
the floor.
Cott says, I'm good. Yourself?
Under the weather. I don't know if it's COVID or not. I mean, I didn't get no test or anything. It feels like shit though. I'm still running a fever right now for some reason. Other than all the crap that goes with the sneezing and the coughing and all that kind of crap there, I mean, I guess I'm fine.
Judas D. Cott says, oof, sorry to hear that.
Nah, it's fine. And we always get over everything, so it just doesn't matter. Yeah, a coworker was sick, and I worked around them and stuff like that, so I got sick. Luckily for me, I was off for 2 days in a row, so it really didn't affect the scheduling that much. I did take off a day. I may need to take off tomorrow, too. I'm not sure. I don't know if that'd be a good thing or a bad thing, though. Really feel like I need to take that off. I had, like,
Surreal
plans.
underscore claps says, one time had a kid leave several chocolate milks in the school microwave on the max timer and they exploded. My friend Wake then put a fork in there and quite nearly caused a fire. My school was wild at times.
Holy shit. Just a bunch of gangsters. See, y'all are doing stuff that would make sense as pranks and stuff. Versus nowadays, people, you know, eating Tide Pods, like I was saying. I mean, that doesn't make no damn sense. That's just crazy shit. Versus being like a wild kid, you know, that's different than abusing yourself type situations. Like the asphyxiation thing I mentioned earlier that I hear that's happening or did happen or whatever. Something about like getting mini blind string or
Surreal
something.
underscore claps says, I loved pranking mostly with stupid shit because nobody would get too mad unless you stick forks in microwaves naturally.
Well, they shouldn't have served you silverware there. Should have just used some plastic shit. We just made sandwiches. That's the school's fault for supplying the forks. You see how that works?
Surreal underscore claps says, he brought it LOL.
Oh, he brought it. So one of his, like, you know, one of his nice forks from his house, huh? His home.
Surreal underscore claps says, the chosen one was sacrifices to kill the electric demon as I put it.
The Crowwave Man. The Microwave Man. I was never a crazy wild person when I was a kid. I'm kind of like I am now. That's how I was. Lazy. Good for nothing piece of shit. With sinus problems and... Well, now it's actually isn't really sick, but this is not sinus sick. This is something else. So I don't know. But, yeah. I didn't do much when I was a kid. My mom had me go into a store with her, said, okay, don't ask me to get anything because we're not going to get you anything. I was like, okay. So I just follow her around. Not do a damn thing.
Surreal underscore claps says, not every week had shit like that. My first week of freshman year involved a very large leak of one girl's titty pics. Everyone then discovered her nips were not centered or even with each other, and let me tell ya, she had to move due to the fact everyone would not shut up about it.
Oh my god.
Felt horrible.
Holy shit. 13 reasons why right there, huh? My gosh. I mean, I guess if someone mentions something like that, it's hard not to look, right? Hard not to try to avoid it.
Surreal_claps says, pretty much.
Yeah. It just makes you want to do it more. That's the bad thing about school. Like, you know, if you get like in that giggling mode when you're in class, everything's funnier because you have to hold in the laugh. So it just kind of inches its way into you all day long. So something like that, I could totally see that, just like erupting. Yay for 20. Damn, I gotta get that spire up and run on this damn thing. The fleet that Yushank is in now, which is Gary's fleet.
Surreal_claps says, even I received the photo but I didn't send it. I did indeed glance due to hearing rumors, and they were indeed correct for once. Off-centered, but it wasn't bad at all.
Right.
I didn't understand why it was shameful, but oh well, I deleted the photo and went back to Halo or whatever the fuck I was doing.
Right. So you were made aware of it, but you didn't like participate in resending it and commenting out loud about it or anything like that. You just said, okay, well, I see it. Okay. Goes back to playing game. Versus, you know, a lot of us out there probably kept picking and picking and picking until finally they just broke her. That's the thing about schools. They could be so cruel. Damn peer pressure. I never let them peer pressure my ass.
Surreal_claps says, nope. Not my business. Tits online aren't anything exciting, Pornhub exists, and so on.
Goodness. Well, I always had like the mellow, chill type scenarios at school, at the school I went to. You've never heard anything about any like kind of wild shit happening or anything like that. I mean, on break we'd all like, you know, everybody go hang out outside around the school and all that, and there's a break area with these concrete seat things or some shit.
Surreal_claps says, if I wanna see tits, I'll take in person or some professional on a site. If I go that route, might as well go for the pros.
Go for the pro? I had a habit of people congregating around me for some reason. But other than that, I mean, I had bad acne when I was in school, so I got name called, all that and shit, but it didn't bother me any. That's why if you look in a mirror and you call yourself names, whenever somebody calls you these names, it doesn't affect you as badly. Or what you do is you drag that person near someone that can overhear the people calling, or you being called that, and then they get in trouble for it. You see how that works. Causes them to have to say, oh, they were sorry. And embarrass their ass, you see? Hell, since the school I went to shares the building, or not now though, but
Surreal_claps says, I would have been laid more often had I just been more interested in actually going on dates or just even talking to girls instead of playing games with the fellas.
Our 7th grade.
Surreal_claps says, Halo 4 game nights with the boys dominated.
Our 7th through 12th grade was all in one building, the school that I went to, which it's not like that now. It's gotten a lot bigger, but so my first day, I slipped and fell in front of everybody, like just planted myself just on the floor, because I was in such a hurry, you know, because you're nervous whenever you're going like to lockers and shit in between classes, because you didn't have to do that when you were in like regular kind of grade school stuff, you know. Just, you know, you had one room you went in, or maybe two, and that was it. You didn't have to like go across the campus, kind of bullshit, and it kind of makes you nerve-wracking. But yeah, and I got laughed at the whole time. Everyone name calling because of that too, and I was like, whatever, I don't give a shit. And then finally, they just ignored me. Yeah, if you don't let things bother you, you know, then nobody can like make you a target of anything.
Surreal_claps says, fuck them kids. I would have thrown lamps at M and told M to lighten the fuck up.
Lighten the fuck up. Lamps. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have tolerated that. Like, them picking on somebody. I once, whenever, I was going to school, there was this dude that was my friend there that, he had a rather large head. And everybody picked on him because of his head size. And came to the point where it was becoming like a real thing, you know, it'd make him cry and shit. And I finally said, okay, I'm gonna do something about this bullshit, you know. So I went to the principal's office and I said, this shit's got to stop. I didn't say shit though back then. I said, this has to stop. Whatever, you know, they're doing this here and they're making him like, you know, get upset, cry, and all that kind of stuff. Y'all won't do anything about it. I guess you're scared of the other person, you know, because this dude was a wild dude, you know. He would run down through the hallway yelling obscenities and things like that. But I just confronted him, saying, dude, if y'all gonna do anything about this, then we're gonna have to go to somebody who will, you know. And they...
Murdoch says, hey, you got a big head, mister.
Yeah. That, and he always got tired of, see the...
Murdoch says, he had elephant head.
Nah. But, he also got called another name by a teacher or the teacher would say a phrase from something, and it would kind of trigger him a little bit, you know, and get him angry and upset. But they were just picking on him, is what they would say, just picking around. Words have a lot of things, you know, that they do to people. Just think, you know, like however you treat somebody now,
Murdoch says,
in the future they
if
can
you
come
have
after
kids
you.
and they are acting up, you show them the elephant head movie and tell them that they will get that disease if they keep acting up.
I mean, I would like, if it was like someone in our class would have a birthday, they would send out invitations to everybody, like one of those invitation families, you know, where they're like, oh, bring your kid over and get a present, you know, kind of shit. But they wouldn't invite certain folk in our class, and they would not invite the dude that I was talking about with the head thing. And I thought that was wrong for both points. I thought we were all in the class together. I thought we all got along. Why not invite everybody? Well, I didn't go because I refused. And they were so pissed off at me. Why didn't you come to my birthday? You didn't invite everybody. You invited people that, you know, are of a different class, I should say. And not just people to come and hang out. And
Surreal_claps says, oh hey, wanna hear a whack story about me getting stabbed in 8th grade?
holy shit.
Was with a mechanical pencil. Honestly not much to tell, the kid was mad at my best friend but stabbed me. Long story short, it was wild to get stabbed in the arm 3 times.
3 times. Shit.
Surreal_claps says, LOL gotcha.
Oh, you didn't get stabbed 3 times? There's this dude that had gotten a fight with somebody in our school, and this guy had a habit of chewing on pencils. And during the fight, the pencil got lodged into his jaw, like, you know, a full-size pencil, and half of it was sticking out, but the rest of it was inside of his jaw and like down his throat and everything. I never could understand why people just couldn't get along.
Murdoch says, I got stabbed in the head with the end of an umbrella when they used to make them sharp and pointy. I was sword fighting with it and my so-called friend fucked me with it. Blood running down my face. Glad I didn't lose an eye.
Oh.
Surreal_claps says, no I did. Led the story on to make anyone believe it could have been a knife right before I said mechanical pencil. Stupid word shit.
Well, good lead poisoning. Pencil lead poisoning. I got cut, huh? Or an ear. Lose an eye or an ear. Never sword fight. These 2 kids at one time in the other stores that I was working at one time, they picked up those yard reflector things, like you stick them in the ground in like your driveway or something, and they're little reflectors and they're on a pole, you know. They picked these things up and they were sword fighting with them in the store, and I walked around the corner and they stopped, and I looked at them and I said, continue, and I walked off. They put them back, and I was really sad. I really wanted them to fight each other. I mean, damn it. If you're gonna play sword fight, might as well fight for real.
Murdoch says, so I was thinking of playing EVE Online. I have 3 accounts, but Omega account is $20 each, so $60 for a month to run my 3 accounts. Don't think I'll do that.
EVE? What is EVE?
Murdoch says, a space MMO.
Space MMO. How old is it? You probably already talked about it before and I forgot. That's probably what happened here. Make the sweating go away. Piece of shit.
Murdoch says, 2003.
Wow. And it's still going strong? Damn, Stowe does have a chance, doesn't it?
Judas D. Cott says, I used to play that.
EVE? Was it on Xbox too? Judas, dude. Dude, since you got that new Xbox, you gotta test out Star Trek and let me know if it loads faster.
Judas D. Cott says, no.
Okay, well. Alright, well. You don't. Okay. Can I just ask if it's pretty good still, though?
Judas D. Cott says, back in the day, when I had a PC.
Oh, you had a PC. You drifted over to Xbox.
Murdoch says, it's relaxing, kind of different, but WTF, $20 per account for premium, and while you can play without, you really can't make progress without Omega when you hit a certain level, so.
Why would you need 3 accounts?
Alright, I'm gonna come up there and punch you. Suck it!
Murdoch says,
Ruta!
for mining
Die!
operations.
Bow down to me! Oh, God. Okay. Okay. Oh, well, punching was a bad idea. One of you help me?
Suck it. Ah, man, have you ever had like your sinuses just so fucked up from
Murdoch says,
having a
I
cold
have
or
a big
something?
mining vessel and 2 small ones that unload into the big one. They all have mining drones too.
There's just this smell about it. And sometimes it's like if you're getting a sinus infection, there's a certain smell about that too that's enjoyable for some reason. Then again, I like to watch the Dr. Pimple Popper person. It's just so satisfying. I don't know why. So each account has like their own little vessel that connects to one vessel. Is the whole goal to like buy multiple accounts to play this game then? Is that it? I'm really a big happy person for this whole like free to play stuff. The enjoyment of playing. And not having to buy shit.
Murdoch says, so I have 3 monitors for each account. I take all ships to an asteroid location and begin operations.
Damn. And what would be the benefit
Murdoch says,
of this game?
then you can ship the ore and play the market to make money.
Do you make real money, or do you just like make in-game money?
Murdoch says, you can do long space haul, there is PvP and some PvE. Murdoch says, you make in-game money, however, ISK is literally the Swedish currency or something like that, so it's also real.
Wow. So it's like Bitcoining in a game then. Well, you do enough to make 20 bucks and get you an account with it, and then, you know, save money by not making money. Or something like that. You use one account, buy an account for $20. Then you make $20 worth of currency in the game or something like that. And then you use that to get you another account, and then you double your speed at getting the next person, and you tripled it after you got that person. Then you can make more money. You don't have to spend $60, just $20. Owie. Owie.
Murdoch says, without Omega you can't use the equipment you need to do the operation. EVE wasn't designed to be free to play, it's only a marketing thing. You can buy Omega with Plex earned in-game, but that takes months. You have to have the ball rolling and be dedicated for that.
Congratulations. You've written a novel, dude. Congratulations. Oh yeah, it does. A marketing thing. I don't know. How badly do you want to do that? You know, could you see yourself justifying $60 to do that long term? Shit.
Murdoch says, not right now.
Is it a time situation? Wouldn't have time to do it? Time, money, or other? Damn it. Really, you little piece of shit.
Murdoch says, I'm into Ward Hunter and Stowe right now, but getting burned out of Stowe.
What's burning you out of Stowe? Like what part of it?
Murdoch says, I played Ward Hunter all day and my eyes hurt a bit.
Well, you played all day, yeah, you've been staring at the screen.
Murdoch says, so no more games tonight.
So, like, what of Star Trek Online is burning you out? Like the whole game? The whole, like, the hunt for all the stuff, you know, kind of thing? Like the the constant needing to get stuff here and there, setting this up, doing this, kind of just weighing on you? Just playing it too much? Or is like the thrill of it kind of going away right
Murdoch
now?
says, it comes and goes, like a wave.
Be very quiet. We're hunting wabbits.
Hey, Riz. What's happening, dude? Damn, I've been... What the hell? Oh, damn it, Tribbles. You're taking over my inventory.
Murdoch says, the thrill goes away, but like I said, my eyes are burned out, so it's just not fun right now. Murdoch says, I ordered a pizza.
A whole one? Or a little personal pan type?
Romeo India Zulu says, I'm having a smoke, break from Assassin's Creed, need to drop a deuce. What's up with you? Murdoch says, fuck San Antonio, I hate it here. It's convenient but the people are trash.
Put that cannibal Tribble in there to take care of that shit there. Well, there's trash people everywhere, man. Like, everywhere around the world. Hell, I'd say like over half the population probably. Pieces of shit. To some, I'm a piece of shit.
Murdoch says, some are trash, some are stupid, however, all of them are not interesting.
Would they be more interesting if they were puppets? If they played an elaborate game of life and death? Like Saw or something? Put them in like a
Murdoch
arena?
says, so I'm not generalizing, there is variety but it's all lame here.
In your area. Well, what would make it like a better place over
A
there?
warrior does not complain about physical discomfort.
Murdoch says, nothing.
Nothing. Where's Malcolm at? Oh, he's stuck at the door. Okay, never mind.
I demand TV! I demand TV! More TV!
Dude, they got like the list of the episodes and stuff for Beavis and Butthead is so screwed up. Like on the side it shows like there's
Murdoch
4.
says, you would have to wipe everyone out with a plague, then people from other cities would have to populate it here to make something new, lol.
Well, the plague thing's almost happened. I mean, the best way to start over is to set fire to that petri dish.
Judas D. Cott says, alright man, time for me to take off. Hope you have a great stream and feel better soon. Take care 07.
Alright, dude. Thank you for popping
Murdoch
in.
says, bye Mang.
Yeah, Judas. Get out there and make a difference. Make them suck it. And get shit on.
Murdoch says, yeah, get shit on.
Suck it! Suck it! Get shit on!
I really need to get more of those.
Judas D. Cott says, GGS all.
GG. Good game. Good game. False ships. Tetrion damaged ground. Attendance. Dabo. Okay, Voth. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Ground battle zone to pop over. Leave battle zone. Damn, my left eye hurts. Blew my nose so hard today I popped a blood vessel. Yep. So I got like a little bit of blood in the sclera, the white part of the eye, left side. Just, I guess nothing really new. I mean, I bleed from my tear ducts sometimes, so I mean, it's just blood. Where's that corner at? Around here somewhere?
Murdoch says, what you do is, take Sudafed, the red tablets, small ones, but take like 4. A doctor told me it's fine to take more than what's on pack to force your sinuses open. Then take a hot shower after the meds for vapor. Then drink OJ and use Vicks nose spray fine mist. Murdoch says, you could be feeling like $1 million if you did that.
Be feeling like Billy Mays on a good day. Watched some old TNG episodes today, season 1. It swung around to season 2 with the Moriarty thing for Data, and I was like, nah, I've seen this one 1,000 times already. Flipped it over to Stargate SG-1 channel on Pluto TV. Watched it up until they decided they were going to play their Continuum movies and Arc movies and stuff again. They do that like once a day. So if you've never seen Stargate Continuum or Stargate Arc of Truth or anything, just watch Pluto TV every day. You'll get the chance to see it. For free. I didn't know they'd be this low down. Or maybe I was just too high up. I don't know. Shit.
Murdoch says, I dunno, Stargate the movie was okay, but the series was just too silly for me. My mind just couldn't get behind the portal idea enough to create a suspension of disbelief. I found it to be trite and overly convenient for stories.
So you did at least like the movie? Was it because Kurt Russell was in it? Oh, I got an accolade.
Murdoch says, I liked MacGyver back in the day though, but it's so outdated now.
MacGyver. Yeah, it is kind of out there. Well, you know, they did come out with that new one that got canceled or ended or whatever already. Richard Dean Anderson was all against it too. Yay.
Murdoch says, the idea of using science or engineering to get out of stuff was cool, like the mechanic or the guy from Breaking Bad even did that.
You know, they come up with the name Stargate because it's a real thing. Not the whole portal situation, but the name. Like a CIA project back in the day. Project Stargate.
Murdoch says, that's cool.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with like wormholes and stuff, but it was about remote viewing, I think. Come on, are there more, or are they just...
Murdoch says, we need a badass new space sci-fi movie that has the gravitas of 2001 Space Odyssey, Aliens, or older 70s sci-fi movies. Event Horizon was okay.
And it had that guy in there. What's his name? Sam something? The Jurassic Park dude?
Murdoch says, Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fish has got burned. Does he even act anymore? I like those, Sci-Fi Channel used to have those little mini-series that would come on back in the late 90s, early 2000s. One was about Roswell. It was pretty interesting. And I just recently rewatched a little bit of one that they had before, too. Called The Triangle. About the Bermuda Triangle.
Murdoch says, Silent Running was a good 70s space movie.
So, like, for you, sci-fi is like what you would watch is mostly like a space type situation, not fantasy or anything, but just like a space battling type, in like a non-linear type future where it's not like our reality or whatever. Like set way ahead in the timeline. Like The Expanse in the pants.
Murdoch says, I like fantasy too when in the mood, but I do like the dark stuff that is based more on reality though, but in the future. Murdoch says, yeah, like Expanse.
Well, Stargate gets into space battles and stuff later on in the seasons.
Murdoch says, Expanse was awesome.
Even Stargate Atlantis was mostly like lots of space battle in that. Stargate Universe, not so much because it was like a Discovery type situation. But it was on a spaceship. Yeah, the original Stargate, the show, was mostly like set on the premise of finding technologies and stuff
Murdoch
and exploring.
says, the old but newer Battlestar Galactica was great.
Yeah, I liked it too. With Katie Sackhoff as Buck. Or, what was it called? Damn it, I can't think. Surprised they haven't done a Buck Rogers remake. I'd say the Sci-Fi generation, Sci-Fi Channel version, or whenever they took over the Stargate SG-1, that's when they started bringing more ship stuff in. They had the Prometheus, the Asgard aliens that had their ships, the Goa'uld that had theirs, of course, Replicators, Lucian Alliance. Okay, what's next? Tetron, Dennis
Murdoch
Brown.
says, the original Alien and then Aliens. Wow, badass still today.
Let's see, do I have... I might have to get out of here so that menu will work. For some reason, in the Voth battle zone, it doesn't let you look through the menus correctly. The user interface is borked.
Murdoch says, and throw Blade Runner in the mix.
Blade Runner. And that sequel to Blade Runner. Pretty good.
Hi,
Murdoch says,
I'm working with you all day. I got a job. You don't need all day. Hey, I'm working with you all day. How you doing? Hey, big guy. Shitting me? You don't just $19.99. You don't need all these. Hey, how you doing? Hi, Billy Mays here. Hi, Billy Mays here. Just $19.99. Here's how to do
Are you on your feet all day? Murdoch says, close encounters. Surreal Underscore Clap says, turn back to the tag of bird.
He knows how to shut down a conversation, that's for damn sure. Hello, Core. More like Hearted of a great sci-fi films. Last Starfighter, I did like that one. That one was kind of creepy too, in a way. Where they left that that fake dude down. Starts like morphing around.
Murdoch says, when he looks at the kid and says go back to sleep.
Yeah. And he starts like malfunctioning or some shit. In the the arcade
Just Call
game.
McCover says, I need more Westworld.
I believe that's probably over. Or it could be another season, who knows. They have old school Doctor Who on that Pluto TV for free to watch. What I like to call Dr. Huh. Or Dr. My dear boy. What are you hot now?
Just Call McCover says, there is plans for one more season, just waiting on official announcement if it is greenlit or cancelled. Surreal Underscore Claps says, saw a meme about Westworld fans living in fear of Eastworld fans. Is Eastworld also a thing or they going off on some shit?
I don't know if there's Eastworld. I know that I'm not aware of anything called Eastworld. I can say that. But Westworld is like the West, you know. Not an actual, you know, coordinate or anything like that. Endeavors.
Just Call McCover says, the 11th Doctor is going to tame some dragons this Sunday on HBO.
Tame some
Surreal
dragons.
_ claps says, yes sir.
Okay, 'cause they want me to go to Quark's bar.
Just Call Makora says, yeah, the Game of Thrones prequel.
Oh,
Just Call Makora says, Matt Smith is in it.
Matt Smith is in it. Okay. So that's coming on? That's pretty good. Hopefully it won't end like the other one, huh? Dun, 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 dun.
Surreal _ claps says, LMAO exactly what I said.
It's like all those shows that I wish they would just redo the ending of. Smallville being one of them. Game
Murdoch
of
says,
Thrones.
Scorp, if you're a fan of space sci-fi stuff, I recommend Battle Beyond the Stars released 1980. It's the film overshadowed by Star Wars but worth a watch, and the other one is called Silent Running with Bruce Dern.
Well, if I remember them, I'll try to see if I can find out and watch those. Probably go to YouTube and see them for free on that.
Spin the wheel and win.
Just Call Makora says, The Abyss is the best space sci-fi movie and it doesn't even take place in space. Murdoch says, some of the people that worked on Silent Running worked on 2001 Space Odyssey.
Silent Running. Silent Running, the story of diarrhea gone wrong.
Murdoch says, true, Abyss is great, I had a copy of that back in the day.
Back in the day. One of them hardcore VHS copies. I was watching Talkville today with Michael Rosenbaum and Tom Welling. They were going over episode 6.
Murdoch says, yup, it was gold edition LOL.
And Tom Welling he said something about like episode 6 of Smallville kind of reminded him of that recent movie about the old people that go into this water and they get young and they come out. Michael Rosenbaum said, you mean Cocoon? He said, yeah, that movie. I'm thinking, yeah, recent, huh?
Surreal _ claps says, LUL.
Yeah. Because that took place in the 80s, I believe. Had Wilford Brimley in it, I think. And the dude that played Mahoney in Police Academy. It was just the look on Michael Rosenbaum's face when he said, Cocoon? And whenever he said, yeah, that's it, he's like, looking at him like, I didn't read it. Because Michael Rosenbaum knows his movies. That's one thing. You can like listen to him talk about those movies all damn day that he knows. If you've ever been a fan of Smallville, you can go to Talkville on YouTube, and that's Michael Rosenbaum and Tom Welling going over each episode of Smallville, rewatching it themselves, or watching it for the first time, and listening to their thoughts and their memories about it. It's pretty cool. I can't wait till they get to the last episode, though, and Tom Welling's all like, "Yeah, I don't want to wear the suit." But they are really coming out with the Smallville cartoon, though. Or, well, not, well, yeah, the cartoon.
Just Call McCower says, Michael Rosenbaum played both Lex Luthor and The Flash.
Yes, he did. And he played Lex Luthor as the Flash in Justice League at one point. It's whenever Lex takes over the body of the Flash. He goes up to a mirror and he goes, "Well, at least I'll be able to see what the Flash really looks like." He takes off the hood and looks in the mirror. He goes, "I have no idea who this is." I thought I clicked join random. But yeah, you know, they came out with season 11 of Smallville as a comic book written by the, you know, creators of the show and the writers and stuff like that. And it was like what would have happened in season 11. And I wonder if they're going to go that route.
Just Paul McCower says, I can't wait until next year when CW's The Flash is finally over and we can be done with what once was some really great TV turned horrible.
I have to agree with you on it, yeah. I don't know what the hell happened to The Flash. I used to, like, enjoy watching that shit. Like, getting home and, you know, wanting to watch it and sit down. And even my sister liked watching it. I don't know, it just kind of got, You know, like, I mean, even, you know, a few actors kind of felt it was kind of like, meh, so they left out, you know. There's only so much you can fucking do with The Flash. And this
Murdoch
last
says, I couldn't make it past the first episode, tried twice, it was meh for me.
Well, yeah, because you like space sci-fi. It's your thing. I mean, it's just about Barry Allen getting his powers and figuring it out, you know. I mean, I watched the old 90s Flash. I thought that was pretty good. They even had a little time travel in it.
The situation. There's more.
Brothers Grimm. But when it gets to the point where the Flash, all he has to do is just sit down and meditate and not get hurt, and that's it.
Murdoch says, no, I like different things, but there was a reason why I didn't like Flash. Let me see. Yeah, cause it was stupid.
Well, to you, you know, just asking, what was it? Why was it stupid in your opinion? I'm just curious.
This our your weapons. You will escort us to your own world, where we will begin assimilating your culture.
Is it
Murdoch says,
the story?
You just said the reason.
Well, that's later on in the series. Where you
Murdoch
just
says,
set still.
Only so much you can do with it.
Yeah, well, if you're, you know, the first episode, yeah, the first seasons, you do have content to do. You know, you can do things. But it just got a bit kind of insane with what they were trying to do with it. I mean, they had it where Barry Allen and Iris's daughter came from the future and was fighting alongside her dad, and then she gets like completely non-existent from her like future gone forever, and then a new version of her shows up and can go back and forth as she pleases to talk to her dad about shit. Then the brother, then Wally, he went off and became a monk or something. And
Just Call McCower says, Captain America F***CKs.
Captain America Fox.
We will add your technological and biological distinctiveness to our...
Yeah, the first seasons I liked. Like with Arrow, I liked the first few seasons of Arrow. Then it kind of got, this is what's going to happen every damn season now. It's almost like watching Discovery, Star Trek Discovery. It's like the same shit that keeps happening. It's a super big bad threat that they can handle in one episode that takes them like 13 or whatever to do to get to the damn point, you know. And they have all that bullshit in the middle of it.
Sensors confirm that the transwarp
Just Call McCower says, everyone just needs to watch What We Do in the Shadows. Murdoch says, so with superheroes I like Batman, X-Men, always a place for the original Supermans cause saw some in the theaters.
Oh yeah, the Christopher Reeve Superman era, that's some good shit. What We Do in the Shadows. Stays in the shadows. It's like what you do in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, the new front runner is going to be Superman and Lois, I guess, but it's supposedly.
Just Call McCower says, my favorite Superman was Nicolas Cage's.
Nicolas Cage.
Murdoch says, Spider-Man is okay. It's a cool idea, usually entertaining.
Which Spider-Man though? The fourth one coming up, which is the third one. Just a redo. Nicolas Cage. Dude can be in anything, you know. Leaving Metropolis, there you go. Instead of leaving Las Vegas. Drunk Superman.
Murdoch says, I liked the other actor before he was replaced.
The other actor? In Spider-Man?
Just Call McCower says, Andrew Garfield. Murdoch says, yeah. Just Call McCower says, he was in an episode of Doctor Who. Just Call McCower says, called Daleks in New York.
Doo-doo-doo. Daleks. He's also in that social networking movie. Aren't they supposed to be making another Spider-Man with him and even Tobey Maguire?
Murdoch says, no, I was thinking of the other guy.
So the first one? Tobey Maguire?
Just Call McCower says, that social networking movie.
Yeah, that thing.
Just Call McCower says, you know, the one called The Social Network.
Yeah.
Murdoch says, yeah, that one.
So the first...
Murdoch says, why was he replaced?
He was having like some issues or something like that. Toby was like a wild guy, according to sources. He's an alcoholic, like super big time. He also had a back issue in real life that they made into the movie as like a little fun nitpick thing. But he just didn't want to do it anymore, I think. Got a little too big on himself, I guess. I don't know. I forget. I did know that stuff before, but I don't anymore. Kind of just gave up.
Just Call McCower says, he was replaced because Sam Raimi quit.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Isn't it wild that the Sam Raimi is like Evil Dead? Like responsible for that.
Just Call McCower says, and when Sam Raimi quit, Sony just rebooted Spider-Man.
And now they're doing it again. With the same actors.
Murdoch says, the last Spider-Man was cool cause they had all the Spider-Mans.
That's right. Spider-Verse exists.
Just Call McCower says, I want to watch every movie starring Bruce Campbell.
For real. Bubba Hotep. Bruce Campbell. What, even the movie I Am Bruce Campbell? Or the Bruce Campbell movie? Was it called Bruce? What about every show he's ever been in? So you had to watch Xena.
Creighton JK has started stalking you. Just Call McCower says, every scripted movie starring Bruce Campbell. That is the criteria. Murdoch says, Ash Williams.
Thank you, Creighton JK. I don't want to say Crichton. Let's say Creighton. Welcome to the shit show.
Creighton JK says, at Just Call McCower there are not all good.
So you have the Evil Dead, then you have like the Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, then you have like
Murdoch
what's the
says,
other one?
I believe that LOL. Just Call McCower says, of course they are not.
They're not meant to be perfect. That's right. Damn it, I can't think of the one where he goes back in time and fights them in medieval times. Shit. Because you know they had like Evil Dead, then The Evil Dead or something. Was Bruce Campbell was the same character in both movies. And both movies were the same thing, except one was serious, and one was like the goofy kind or whatever. I gotta look it up now.
Just Call McCower says, Army of Darkness.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, here we go. The Evil Dead 2, which is the same movie, except it's not. It's just a funnier version or something. Yeah, Army of Darkness. I always really liked that one. Anybody been keeping up with The Walking Dead? I can't remember the last episode of that I ever watched. Fleet marks, of course. Go back here again. Shit. Totally get that done quickly.
Just Call Makor says, no, but I see actors on occasion IRL because I live close to the area where it is recorded.
In Georgia? I mean, they were going to come out with that Rick Grimes movie. I guess that never happened. And they had like The Walking Dead with the kids, and Walking Dead with whatever it is, Morgan. I kind of just gave up on The
Just
Walking
Call
Dead.
Makor says, it is still happening according to them.
Huh. Well, they better hurry the hell up. Everybody's gonna be too old to act in it then.
Just Call Makor says, they are making an entire Walking Dead universe of shows.
Ugh. There's only so many things you could do with The Walking Dead. With the zombies. It's just different takes of like different situations of people's lives, you know, that's about it. How people survive in circumstances like those, I suppose. Yes, there's no noise when Gary runs with his big batleth. I just hear it go clang, 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 clang. I think I'm pretty much done today.
So good you're here. You have no idea what... Who's he? My friend. Murray. You trust him? Oh, yeah.
Teal'c. So we had 6 minutes ago, Creighton JK followed. Thanks for that. Sorry, I'm going to cut this one short. I'm still feeling like shit. So I need to lay down and rest up as much as I can. So I may have to go to work tomorrow. I'm scheduled to go, so I'll probably really will go. Okay. Good night, everybody. See y'all later.